Yo, what is up guys? It's me, exactly. After the past few days where I only talked about one story, covered one story from the NBA from each day, today's gonna be a bit different. We got a few stories to cover. Some good, some bad, and some actually kind of ironic. Let's start off with this one. Yesterday, Damian Lillard said that when a star player decides to leave a team, that they at the very least owe it to their teammates and the fans of their team to tell the truth as to why they are leaving. Not just to one day be a player for this team and then the next all of a sudden be a player for some other team with no type of explanation or warning. Your teammates were basically always there for you when you're playing with them, and Damian Lillard said that the fans are an extension of the team. They're part of the team too. They support you just as much as anyone else. Those two groups of people deserve to know the truth and what your plans are. And that's really why Damian Lillard is so respected among NBA fans. I don't know of a single person that dislikes Damian Lillard. I feel like if he ever leaves the Blazers, which he said multiple times now that he never plans to do, but if he ever did, I feel like before he even tells the team that he plans on signing with in free agency, that he's planning on signing with them, this man will personally visit all of his teammates and let them know first, and then do something for the fans to tell them and also let them know his reasons for leaving before he told the team that he was going there. That's just what it seems like he would do. Nowadays, when players make a big decision like leaving a team, they either go on national TV to air that decision or they write some article on the Players Tribune. In those articles, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes the players do at least try and give a slight reason as to why they made their decision. KD said it was because he liked the way the Warriors play, and Gordon Hayward, the most recent player to do it this way, says because he had unfinished business with Brad Stevens and wants to win a championship with his college coach. But as fans reading those things, we can't help but to feel, and I'm sure their teammates feel the same way too, that there was more to their decisions than just that. For example, Gordon Hayward's reasoning that he wanted to win a championship with Brad Stevens. That's nice and all, but at the same time, I feel like there's more to it. Just think about this. You're trying to tell me, Gordon Hayward, that if you won a championship back in 2010 with Butler and everything in the NBA played out exactly the same way it is today, you wouldn't sign with the Boston Celtics still? I have a hard time believing that. I still think you would sign with the Boston Celtics regardless of if you won at Butler or not. So there has to be more to it. There was. As yesterday, Gordon Hayward revealed the real reason, or more of the reason, why he decided to leave the Jazz and join the Celtics. When we are going through this process and you keep seeing some of the big name guys and it's like the West is loading up more and more, it's not something where like I'm going to the East just so I don't have to play them because you don't want to run from competition at all. That's not how I am, but there is a sense that it's probably a smarter thing as far as you're not going to have to battle out with all those teams just to make it to the second round, make it to the third round, giving yourself a better chance against Golden State. So it definitely crosses your mind 100%. You look at the division the Jazz are in, and it's a tough division. Oklahoma City, Minnesota, Portland, Denver. Like, that's going to be a really tough division, and you're playing those teams 4 times a year. The All-Star thing is going to be hard no matter what division you're in, but certainly with the amount of stars that are in the Western Conference now, especially at the forward position too, it's loaded. And you better have a really good first half of the season if you want to get into the All-Star game. A lot of that to me always comes down to how your team does. If your team is winning, then it's going to be a lot easier for you. Like I said, that for sure crosses your mind. The Spark Notes version of what Gordon Hayward basically said was this: he looked at the West, saw all the great teams, all the great players out there, and then he saw even more great teams forming and more great players coming to the West. He looked over to the East and saw an absolute barren wasteland, a free path to the playoffs and maybe even to the Eastern Conference Finals. He looked at the West again and said, how on earth am I supposed to make the NBA All-Star team out there? Turned his head to the East and was like, is there even gonna be an all-star team in the East? And I can't be mad at him for that. If his goal is to win games and make the all-star team, then the Eastern Conference will be much easier for him to do that on, especially since he joined one of the best teams in the East in the Boston Celtics. He went from playing against the Warriors, the Rockets, the Spurs, the Thunder, and the Wolves in the West to now where you got, yeah, the Cavs in the East, but other than that, what else? The Nets, Hawks, Magic, and Bulls? You get the picture. You could probably take some of the worst teams in the Western Conference, put them in the East, and they'd have a great shot at making the playoffs. So that, combined with the reason that he did actually want to play with Brad Stevens again, make up the whole reason as to why Gordon Hayward left. I do not understand how one player can be this unlucky. Brandon Knight, when you hear that name, all that come to your mind is a bunch of highlights. And normally you think that would be a good thing for a player. You associate him with highlights. That means he's a really great player. Except for Brandon Knight, he's always on the wrong end of those highlights. And low-key, I wish the Bucks never traded him for Michael Carter-Williams. And I'm sure the Bucks wish they never traded him for Michael Carter-Williams either. He was a really good point guard for the Milwaukee Bucks. Before they traded him, he was on verge of becoming an all-star in the Eastern Conference. He was playing really well, and I think he would have developed nicely alongside Giannis. He's the type of point guard where they actually need right now, as ironic as that is. But he got traded to Phoenix and didn't fit in too great. And now it only gets worse as news broke yesterday that Brandon Knight has suffered a torn ACL in his left knee and could miss the entire 2017-2018 season. It's tragic. I feel bad for the guy and hope he has a speedy recovery. Speaking of recoveries, the Portland Trail Blazers made a huge recovery yesterday as well, as they recovered $20 million per year that they were spending on Allen Crabbe by shipping him off to the Brooklyn Nets. I think after last summer, the Blazers front office was enrolled in some type of money management course because they were spending their cash like they had no limits last year. Pretty sure I saw an article claiming that the executives of the Portland Trail Blazers went to McDonald's, tried to swipe the team credit card to pay for their bill, and was told by the lady at the window that their card was declined. Then it hit them like a ton of bricks how much they had messed up. Funny thing about the situation though is that the Brooklyn Nets were the ones who first offered Allen Crabbe like the $70+ million contract that he got last year. The Blazers matched it. Like I said, they realized they messed up and now they shipped him off to Brooklyn anyways. Funny how things work out sometimes. The New Orleans Pelicans have been talked about a decent amount this summer, but for all of the wrong reasons. For the most part, whenever you hear someone talking about New Orleans, it's accompanied by when will they trade Anthony Davis and where to. We're talking about DeMarcus Cousins leaving next summer and where he will end up. And if you're a Pelicans fan, neither one of those subjects is very good, which is why I'm glad to be covering this today. We have some pretty positive news, I guess, for any Pelicans fans out there. And that is that Anthony Davis has come out and said that he is tired of losing. All right, I know this might not be the best or most exciting news. I think it was like a couple of weeks ago, even Jeremy Lin came out and said the same thing about the Brooklyn Nets. So it's not like it necessarily means too much, but I guess it is good that, like most professional athletes, the Pelicans don't like losing. We can't wait for the season to come and try and make some noise here in the loaded West. We are doing everything, whether it's signing players, trading players, whatever it is to try and make sure that we are a winning organization. We have the tools to be successful right now. I think we look good on paper, so we've just got to figure it out. To be honest, I think the Pelicans could be pretty good this year. I don't have them winning the championship or anything crazy like that, but I can for sure see them getting into the playoffs and finishing as high as the 5th seed, with potential to even surprise me even more. Heading into the season, they're one of the few teams in which I think that they could be better than most people give them credit for. Davis and Cousins have been training together this entire summer, so that's gonna help a lot considering they will now have chemistry on the court, something they didn't have at all last year after the trade went down. The same thing for Jrue Holiday. Add on to that they now have Rondo too, and yeah, if everything works out right, they could for sure be the surprise team of the NBA next year. And that's going to lead us to the question of the day. You guys have any predictions on the Pelicans this year? How do you think they will do? Let me know down in the comment section below, but now let's take a look at what you guys said in yesterday's video. And yesterday, after the whole LeBron James would fight Kyrie Irving situation came out, I asked you guys what you thought about it and if there's any truth to it, and here's what you said. Question of the day: I believe that there is some friction between Kyrie and LeBron, but not to the point where they would really fight. The only way that LeBron would have said that would be in a joking way where LeBron was talking to a good friend. Please put me in the video. I tried so many times. Got question of the day. I feel like the media is overhyping the story because there has been a story like this since Kobe and Shaq. But I feel there is a little bit of tension between Kyrie and LeBron since Kyrie unfollowed LeBron. If they didn't get along, they would have requested a trade a long time ago. Besides, LeBron is mad because James Jones came to the finals and retired. Stephen A. Smith once again went on podcast yesterday to reiterate that he is not backing down at all and that's what his source told him, and he believes his source, that his source said that LeBron James is ready to fight Kyrie Irving. But I just don't see how LeBron would be dumb enough to say that to someone who would tell that to Stephen A. Smith and tell it to all of us. It just doesn't make any sense. Like always though, don't forget to leave your answer for today's question of the day down in the comment section below. But other than that, thank you once again for watching the video. Hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more daily NBA videos. And until tomorrow, keep getting the bucks, Team SEC, and I'm out of here.